everyone, welcome back to TapRooT TV. I'm Benna Hughes and I'm here today with Ken Reed. Ken, welcome.
Thanks.
He is our Equifactor guru and that's what we're going to talk about today. Normally we're talking about TapRooT as a whole, but Equifactor is a very integral part of the TapRooT system. So tell us a little bit about what that is.
Yeah, so we talk about TapRooT all the time, and it's really for people think of TapRooT as for what I call people troubleshooting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when somebody makes a mistake or they get hurt. So we use TapRooT to figure out why people made that mistake and what we can do to fix that. We also recognize that there's other kinds of problems out there, like equipment issues. And the Equifactor piece is designed to help you with equipment troubleshooting so that when a piece of equipment fails, you can apply the same TapRooT tools and the same tough, robust is the word I'm looking for, the robust root cause analysis towards equipment troubleshooting that we apply towards people troubleshooting.
Well, a lot of times when we hear about accidents, it almost sounds like there was an equipment failure. So it happens quite a bit, probably. I don't know if it's as much as human error or human performance issues, but
a lot of times we kind of skip over the equipment problems because we're thinking to ourselves, oh, it's a person problem, and we just kind of gloss over the equipment. Yeah, it broke, we'll just fix that.
Right.
So a lot of times you're right, it happens more often than we actually think about it, that there's an equipment problem kind of folded into the entire root cause analysis issue.
So who would be using Equifactor? Yeah,
so Equifactor is, again, the safety people are thinking to themselves, well, I don't really care about this. But the Equifactor can be used by a lot of different people. So the safety people are oftentimes the first ones that think about it. But I encourage them to think more about your equipment troubleshooting team when something does fail. Your reliability folks, why do I have recurring failures of this piece of equipment? Why does it happen over and over again?
Right.
So your reliability guys. Your maintenance managers, trying to figure out when's the best time to do the maintenance and how often do we want to do repairs to our equipment and how often do I want to do repairs. All these kind of people. And then just your normal management team should also be familiar with Equifactor so they know that the tool is available and the power that it can bring to your investigations.
So you can have people from your mechanics to your people who purchase your equipment.
That's right. To
people who are using the equipment.
That's right. Purchasing is a great idea in there. So, what should I be purchasing when I'm replacing a pump that's failed? What kinds of purchasing decisions should go into that? And sometimes we just think to ourselves, oh, that's a cheap one, let's buy that one.
Right.
But you ought to be thinking more reliability side, and we talked about that during the Equifactor courses.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yes.
So how does Equifactor integrate with TapRooT?
Yeah, so Equifactor, if you want to think of it, it's kind of near the beginning of your investigation. It's at the evidence collection piece. So when you're collecting data, when you're normally you'd be interviewing people about the accident that happened or the injury. Well, you can't interview equipment.
Right.
So what you do is you pull up the Equifactor piece. And Equifactor is designed to have a great set of troubleshooting tables so that your equipment troubleshooting team has questions to ask. They have things to look for that might have possibly caused that failure. And it allows them to go look for those. And it's almost like interviewing the equipment.
Oh,
right?
okay.
It's a way of gathering data from the equipment by looking for these possible problems and then identifying the actual issue that occurred in this case.
So it has that checklist.
It does.
Yes.
It does. And you'll be using that checklist, then the answers from that to populate your snap chart. So it's really just an additional tool to help you build your snap chart and gather information for snap charting.
So at the beginning.
It's all the way at the beginning when you're first trying to figure out what happened. And then you've got your snap chart all set and you're kind of done with Equifactor then, and you dive into the normal TapRooT investigation. Now doing the root cause tree and dictionary and corrective action helper, you work your way through the rest of the process just like you did before.
Well, I know there's a lot of companies that use Equifactor, and some of them don't. I mean, some of them I think maybe don't realize the value that's there.
Right. I had one of our customers come to an Equifactor course a few years ago. He'd been using TapRooT for years. I mean, it's one of our very consistent customers that we've had for years. And he walked out of the class and said, I had no idea what this was. I thought this was some other tool that you guys had as a separate piece.
Right, yeah.
But he then realized that this is actually a chunk of TapRooT. It's just built into the system. So.
Well, I know Ken has been working really hard on making some changes to the Equifactor course that we have and that system. And I've got a lot of clients who do use this quite a bit, so I'm really interested to hear about what kind of changes you've been making.
Yeah, so we're doing a kind of a two-pronged attack on Equifactor. We're just about done with the new book. So there's going to be a book that Mark and I have been working on diligently, and it's got all the tables built into the hardcover book, and it has some troubleshooting aids and tips. And it talks a little bit how to integrate that Equifactor into your TapRooT investigation. So it's a really good book that kind of puts it all in one place instead of in different places like we have now. So we've got the book, and then the course itself has been updated. And we're still kind of playing with that a little bit, but the way the course is set up right now, it's really focused on helping your equipment troubleshooting people use Equifactor, even if they're not TapRooT trained. So you don't have to be a TapRooT expert in order to use Equifactor. It really gives you the opportunity to kind of have different kinds of people attend these courses.
So this is going to be a 2-day.
That's right. So it's a 2-day Equifactor class, and there's actually a couple different options that we're trying to put together here to satisfy the needs of our customers.
Yes.
There'll be a 2-day that's just for those equipment people, like I mentioned before. We can also kind of modify that just a little bit and have a 2-day for your equipment people, but also teach them TapRooT at the same time. So when they come out, they'll not just know the Equifactor tables, but they'll be able to apply that for the full TapRooT process.
In 2 days?
In 2 days, yep.
That's
in 2 days,
wonderful.
they can do it. If you want to have even more of the TapRooT side, we can do a 3-day course where it'd be our normal 2-day TapRooT investigation training, and then an additional day of Equifactor on there. So there's several different options depending on what you're planning on using Equifactor and TapRooT for, and the audience and the people that are going to be using it.
So basically, we're coming up with a lot of options so companies don't miss that equipment troubleshooting part of their root cause analysis and incident investigations.
That's right. They're so focused a lot of times on the health and safety side or the quality side. There's all kinds of different ways of using it, and Equifactor and the equipment troubleshooting is a great piece of that.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
You've been working so hard. He really has. It has been a long project.
It has. It's been a pretty major project for me, yeah. So it's been working well.
So exciting stuff are coming regarding Equifactor, and if you want more information about that, you feel free to contact us. You can contact us at info@taproot.com, or you can call us 865-539-2139, or go to our website and you'll find more information. Ken, thank you so much for updating us on Equifactor. There's no reason people should not be having that course so that they can start working on that equipment.
Absolutely. It's a good add-on to any other course
that you might
be doing. So, perfect.
Well, thank you for joining us, and we will see you back here next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.